Now the book of Judges. Man, where do we go with the book of Judges? Joshua was so impacting and there was so much we could learn there. And now we hit Judges. We're like, man, everything just kind of falls through the ceiling. We have Joshua dying, Caleb's son, Othniel comes up, kind of takes the lead, but that falls apart. And now, without having someone to lead over them and without being sensitive to the God in their lives or the law, man, the children of Israel, they just do whatever it is they want to do. And they do that which is right in their own eyes. They become so far away from God. They've got no inkling of the things of the Spirit of God within them. And it's just a really bad place when you look at those first few chapters of Judges. Now, God intervenes and raises up judges. Familiar judges we know is Gideon and then Samson. And then, we have different stories we hear from the judges that are quite entertaining as you see how they work and how God uses them. And God always delivers and answers their prayers. But it's very sad to see the state that Israel found themselves in. And so I think in the book of Judges, it's not so much where Christ is in the book of Judges, it's where Christ is not. And you look at that first chapter or two and you see they're just doing that which is right in their own eyes, and there's no God in their thoughts whatsoever at all. And they just start on this path of deterioration spiritually, and it's just, where does it stop? And in the book of Romans, Paul says the same thing, that God gave them up. And this debauchery and this sinfulness that people found themselves in, they just kept getting farther and farther and farther into sin. And without the Spirit of God and without being tender to the things of God, man, where do we stop? And where does society stop? And that's why it's so important for us as Christians to stand up, to take our stand and to be that light, to be that Gideon, that mighty man or woman of valor. To be the judge that God can use. I don't say judge, but be the person that God can use in a Christless generation. And a warning even to us to make sure that we are sensitive to the leading of God, that we're not doing everything that's right in our own eyes and doing what we want to do and asking God to bless it. But we need to make sure that God takes the lead for us as well. So in the book of Judges, I'm not going to leave you with so much where Christ is in Judges, but I want you to think about where Christ is not and make that application in our lives today.